Hi, I'm Vika Vinogradova from the Vika Recipes for Lazy People channel, and I have some very useful and simple breakfast preparation tips to share with you. Let's start with the maximum benefits. We will be making such an omelette, very tasty, with filling. And we will be cooking all this in a steamer. In the steamer, it cooks literally in 15 minutes, so it won't take much time. We take cherry tomatoes, cut them in half or quarters depending on the size. We also stock up on a bunch of spinach. We also cut it finely. Instead of spinach, you can just take some parsley, add a little bit of green onion. You can chop the arugula. We add 3 eggs here, salted, peppered a little bit, literally 20-30 grams of cheese. We grate and mix all this well. We take baking molds, grease them with vegetable oil. I have sunflower oil of the Podobedov brand. This oil has no analogues because it is made from a unique raw material of high oleic sunflower, thanks to which it contains 90% of beneficial omega-9 fats. And in terms of vitamin E content, it surpasses regular oil by as much as 10 times. As soon as we've poured all the batter into the molds, we send it to the oven for 15 minutes. And this is what our breakfast looks like after the oven. In this time, he manages to fully cook. It turns out very tender and juicy. Indeed, it's very, very tasty. If you like it to have a kick, feel free to add some. Just take any with a good composition, where there is meat. That would be lovely too. Instead of grating semi-hard cheese, you can crumble feta cheese, for example. Alternatively, mozzarella could be used. Cut the mini balls in half and quarters and it all melts well. It will look beautiful in the oven and generally turns out very tasty. The sunflower oil I mentioned in the recipe for lunch is made using cold pressing technology. This is when our seeds are not roasted, thanks to which the maximum benefit and taste are preserved. The oil has a very pleasant soft aroma of sunflower seeds, and there is no brightly expressed taste of roasted seeds, as is the case with hot pressed oils. The oil is versatile and can be used in salad dressings, sauces, baking marinades, and frying. When heated, it does not produce carcinogens, making frying completely safe. Sunflower and rapeseed oils are available for sale. It has an excellent balance of beneficial omega-3, 6 and 9 fats, and a large amount of such vitamins antioxidants as A and E. You can't fry with this oil, but it's great for dressing salads, porridges, and sauces. You can buy the oil in the Magnet store chain as well as on marketplaces. I will leave all the links in the description under the video. Honestly, I highly recommend it. Those who constantly watch me probably notice this bottle in the frame because I use this oil very often. It's really tasty. Next, pour oil into the pan and add spices. Crushed garlic, paprika, add other ingredients to taste. As soon as the oil is heated, we pour in the frozen vegetable mix. I took a Mexican one. It needs to be fried for literally 6 to 7 minutes, just so the vegetables defrost. Then we add 2 eggs here, salt it, and fry it so that the egg is fully cooked. We remove it from the heat and take a clean frying pan and also pour oil into it and fry 2 pieces of bread. As soon as one side of the bread has browned, we flip it over, lay out the greens, melted cheese, vegetables that we fried with the egg, and dill. We stack all this up, and it turns out to be such a hearty, yet very tasty and quite healthy breakfast. I have a great breakfast recipe for you. While it could be stretched, it's best not to do so for optimal results. It's better to add something else, like some protein, something more filling. But as an addition to breakfast, especially when you like something sweet, with tea or coffee, it's wonderful. It's useful and it's better to prepare it in advance because it needs to be kept in the freezer. But the thing is very, very tasty, especially for some warm summer period. We take 0.88 ounces of horseradish roots. You can take any other berries or juicy fruits like peaches, nectarines. If you're cooking out of season, you can take canned ones, for example, the same peaches. Or frozen berries, cut them up. To them, we add 50 grams of natural yogurt and 2 teaspoons of honey. We mix all this, taste it, see if we like the sweetness, after which we pour all this into silicone molds. The molds are standard cupcake molds. It's important to use silicone ones so that it's easy to remove all this from the molds later. In a separate bowl, take half a bar of chocolate. If you really care about proper nutrition, choose good chocolate without sugar content. Melting in the microwave in pulses. As soon as the chocolate just starts to melt, we add about 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk. Once our chocolate has completely melted, we mix it well with the milk, and we get such a homogeneous chocolate glaze. We pour it over the tops of our breakfast. We will end up with such a cute frozen dessert with you. And into the freezer for a few hours so that everything freezes. And then you can take it out and eat it. A very good thing, really similar to ice cream, only with such a maximally natural, cool composition. If especially children, by the way, love to indulge in your ice cream, offer them such a replacement. Very, very tasty. I'm not complaining. Suggest preparing a very tasty chicken pie tomorrow. It's quite simple to prepare. Take 1 egg, 150 milliliters of kefir, add salt, add black ground pepper. If desired, you can add a little dried garlic for a light aroma. Stirred, add 1.76 ounces flour. You can take, for example, whole grain to make breakfast more beneficial. Add 100 grams of grated cheese. We also cut 150 grams of boiled chicken fillet. I said in salted water. If you're preparing the pancake for breakfast, just soak the rabbit from the evening before. We break the chicken into fibers and also send it into the dough. And the last ingredient, a good bunch of fresh greens. I took parsley, you can take spinach, you can, for example, basil, dill, greens. And look at what we end up with, a thick dough due to the filling. That is, as I said, there is a minimum of dough here. Add a little vegetable oil to the skillet and cook the pancake over moderate heat under a lid. We make a gentle fire so the pancake has time to bake. Once browned on one side, flip it, brown the other side, and remove from the heat. The pancake turns out to be fragrant due to the garlic and herbs, and you can distinctly taste the chicken plus a bit of raw dough. It pairs well with coffee. In boiling water, we blanch 400 grams of cabbage. I took the frozen one. We boil it for literally a couple of minutes and then immediately transfer it to cold water to cool it down faster. We drain the water and then we blend the cabbage with a submersible blender to turn it into a homogeneous puree. Add an egg, salt, pepper, and gradually sprinkle in 3.5 ounces of flour. Then you can simply fry them on a griddle like pancakes or make waffles. We grease the waffle iron with vegetable oil, put 1 tablespoon in each section, and cook at 200 degrees for about 4 to 5 minutes. I ended up with 7 waffles. They are ideally served with sour cream. Indeed, good waffles tasty. You must try to cook it. Such a remarkable alternative when you really want some kind of baked goods for breakfast, but without indulging in various pancakes, fritters, or some waffles with sugar and all the rest. Good idea. And the same type of patty from zucchini. It's incredibly tasty. Even if you don't really like zucchini, give it a try, really. Because of this recipe, you get very unusual pancakes or patties with coffee or tea. In the morning for breakfast, it's wonderful. Grate 1 medium-sized zucchini on a fine grater. It weighs about 400 grams. Squeeze the zucchini well, add 2 eggs to it. Salt it, pepper it, and crumble 100 grams of feta cheese with your hands. Or if you want, you can grate it on a grater. Instead of feta, adige cheese or something similar will also go very well. We also take a few feathers of green onions and a bunch of fresh mint. Cut all this finely. Don't be afraid to add mint. It will be very tasty in combination with zucchini and eggs. Mint will add a light freshness. Add the greens to the general mixture and mix everything well. Sprinkle about 5 to 7 tablespoons of muki. It's better not to add too much muki, otherwise the pancakes will be thick and rubbery. Fry on a well-heated skillet, greased with vegetable oil. The pancakes are fried over medium heat for about a couple of minutes on each side, under a lid. From the specified amount of ingredients, I got 2 large pancakes. It's better not to make them too thin, otherwise it will be difficult to flip the pancake. The pancakes turn out quite soft, and that's their charm. Because of the feta and mint, they are very unusual. They somehow remind me of Greek and rustic kitchens. Moreover, they are not too harmful, as they are low in calories. By the way, you can find such recipes in the video description. I will leave you a link. I also once filmed such a large selection of useful, cool breakfasts. There you can highlight some other ideas. And that's all from me on this. Good mood, eat deliciously, beneficially, everything to you the most remarkable.